Man Bites Media is a production company centered out of Orlando, Florida, and we basically drive content that brings you movie reviews and movie discussions. But we don't do this in the normal production studio style. We are not just driven by talking into the camera like I am doing right now. We are driven by bringing forward social change. This type of social change is not your usual that is brought out in the Hollywood scene or anything like that for that matter. This is a different approach towards this type of content. What we try to do here in Man Bites Media is basically bring you content to bring out everybody's approach and point of view. Give everybody a voice, not only myself and a few others, but we try to embrace and change our community to be able to talk and have this conversation. So by doing so, we give you content that is not just entertainment, but it actually will leave you talking and holding a conversation after you finish watching the video. So by diversifying our portfolio of movie reviews and etc., we are able to give you a lot more content. Here's some of that. Man Bites Film is our main flagship review show. This is both in podcast format and in YouTube format. On the YouTube side, we concentrate mostly on Netflix original shows, Shudder original shows, and content that is streaming on all the streaming platforms. The podcast format is a little bit more of an open forum type of conversation held between three people, including myself, Brandon, and a third rotating chair that is basically just a special guest of the week. That is Man Bites Film. Man vs. Film. This is one of my personal favorites because this fetches fandom against fandom. And this is the reason we created Man Bites Media. This was the original concept that started and seeded the idea of Man Bites Media as a whole company and brought forward this whole movement that we have started. Because this show, that's a podcast and YouTube show, basically reviews two fandoms and pitches them against each other. Not as a hatred, feud, or anything like that. It finds the commonality in each of the fandoms and why both of these fandoms are so similar that they should be considered a companion piece rather than having this basically cutthroat aspect of film and fandom. Okay, we don't want to encourage hatred towards another fandom. Why? What we're trying to do here is foster a change in mentality. And by doing this type of programming, this is where we foster that type of change in mentality. And we allow fandoms two fandoms that feuded against each other for so long to come together. That's what we strive here at Man Bites Media. And this was the original concept art of it. So, man versus film. Man Bites Retro is a podcast format retrospective on anyone in film history. So in this format, I moderate the discussion amongst another person that is bringing forward their favorite person in film history. Whether it be a director, whether it be a cinematographer, editor, composer, etc., etc., etc. And what we do is we have a conversation. Why they found this person so interesting that they want to have this conversation and bring it forward to everybody. This allows people that don't normally have a voice bring out their voice in society. So that is Man Bites Retro. Man Bites Tape. This is an approach that I love doing. This is basically a horror review show that is not your typical horror review. It's not going to be me sitting here in front of the camera talking to you. This is going to be a cinematic approach that is going to be a horror movie in its own self. But it's going to be reviewing films that are relevant and horror films that are just coming out or just have such a key point in history that I want to bring forward. And this is done in a cinematic approach that is very similar to the horror movies that it is reviewing. So please check that one out. It's called Man Bites Tape. So, welcome to the Man Bites Media family. If you've continued watching this video, then obviously you are interested in enjoying more content of Man Bites Media. So, you're part of our family. Welcome. And I hope you guys are able to subscribe, comment, participate in our panels, discussions, and if you want to join the show, message us through Facebook, message us through the website. There's an email set up exactly for this. So have this discussion. If you're in the Orlando area or if you're anywhere in the world, we can have this conversation and put your voice out there. Bring you forward. And that's what Man Bites Media is about. It's not about my voice. It's not about our voices. It's about your voices being heard. And that's what we're here to do, is bring your voice out of the shadow and into this show. So if you want to join us and join us on this journey, then come with us and be part of Man Bites Media. Because you already are. Welcome to the family. And if you want to participate, you will be welcomed with open arms and a kiss on the cheek. From all of us here at Man Bites Media, thank you very much for watching this video, and we'll see you soon.